Hey, everybody, how's it going today? Good to see you.
What's happening?
What's happening, Robbo? What's
Not
new?
a whole lot. I had a nice, easy day. Gillian's running like crazy with her work.
I've had some really tough days this week with work. This week and last week, it's been insane. So,
Yeah,
but just busy, just a lot going on.
busy work. Yeah, understand. Understand completely.
Takes up a lot of my brain capacity.
Yeah.
I had such a headache yesterday. By the end of the day, I was like, I just need a minute,
Yeah, you need some time to breathe.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. That's work, especially your work. A lot of people don't know what you do, and you want to keep it that way. But you get some crazy stuff going on sometimes. Not unsafe, but just a lot of mental.
Right. Trying to, turn water into wine, for lack of a better term,
Yeah, exactly. And that's problem solving. You do a lot of problem solving for many people. And that is that's fantastic. Yeah. You know what's funny is I used to tell people all the time when I was doing the call center business and I was operations, and handling all these different teams. At one point, I had a team of 69 supervisors who each had a team of 40 to 50 people. And, I would leave work at the end of that day more mentally drained than I did in police work a lot of times.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of like our ERP system is turning over and so it's being upgraded because it's not being supported it's no longer being supported. So as of December, so we're doing all that. So involved in all that learning and then training. So subject matter expert, right?
Yeah.
And we're developing a tool to work with the ERP system. So I'm part of that team on top of like daily, everyday stuff. And it's just been busy. So my brain's sort of been like twisted in 600 different directions,
Yeah, exactly. And that's all. It's just mental tired from work.
Yep.
But you're very good at when you have the time. I've seen you just sitting down, reading your cards, taking your time in the morning, whenever you have the time of readjusting. Gillian gets on me all the time because I will be doing something and she'll be like, now, what would you tell somebody else? And I was actually telling Bruce today, I get moving, and I don't know if that's that 5 life path, okay, or the Aquarian in me, whatever that may be. I get moving and I forget that I already know what to do, but I get in that old mindset. So am I making sense?
Absolutely. I have not been I've been waking up and just kind of doom scrolling and drinking coffee, and then I'm gone. Or I'll wake up and immediately unload and load the dishwasher or throw in a load of wash. Like that downtime doesn't really exist right now. So I'm not really getting that sort of peace from that downtime in the morning. I get up and I'm like, okay, dishes need to be done, or laundry needs to be thrown in, or just, what I'll go through a tally of like work things that I have to do. So I'm not really like meditating, clearing my head, doing all those things that I likely should be doing. So now I'm like, woo, just busy. And my head is just a million things swimming in my brain.
Absolutely. Everybody's commenting on my shirt. Thank you. Another Gillian shirt. Appreciate it. And yes, it does. It reminded me too, the first time I saw it, of the Jetsons, and or the old Looney Tunes with "You Earthlings
The
make
Martian.
me so angry." He
Marvin.
was my favorite. He was my absolute favorite.
Mine was the red-haired monster.
Oh yeah, forget its name, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, I miss those cartoons. So that was great. That's how my Saturday always started. Well, and I can remember it like it was yesterday. The first thing I saw, I got up early enough on Saturday, was Johnny Quest. I loved Johnny Quest. It was only around for 2 seasons, but they played it, seemed like longer than that. But I loved Johnny Quest with the dog Bandit and Race Banner and all that stuff. But then that was followed by Looney Tunes. But first it was Looney Tunes, then it was Roadrunner, then it became the Looney Tunes or Roadrunner hour.
Oh, the happy hour, yeah.
Yeah, and it was actually like an hour and a half, but
Yeah, we were. I was Tom and Jerry, and then the Hanna-Barbera Wacky Racers.
I didn't. I would. Now I was. That was again. That's the difference in us.
Always the Wacky Racers, and Looney Tunes, and then maybe Land of the Lost or something.
We had Land of the Lost. We went from HR Puff and stuff into the Land of the Lost, and then you ended up with Scooby Doo.
Yeah, the Croft shows were on during the week after school for us. They weren't on Saturday, so I would come home from school, and they had HR Puff and stuff, the Bugaloos. What are the other ones? I can't remember them all. Sigmund the Sea Monster.
Okay, yes, I didn't have those.
They would all, and you would see one of each of those, and that would be the show hour, and then you were, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you were whatever.
Absolutely.
What's the one with the with Ruth Buzzy and Gilligan? They were the Croft ones. With the outer spaceship, you know what I'm talking about?
The outer space, Land of the Lost.
No.
I don't remember. Okay,
hold on.
But yeah, that was it. So that was it. And then we ended the afternoon at noon. It started something horror. There was a horror show. Okay, it was 2 of them back to back with Dr. Paul Bearer. And that was right out of Orlando. So, he hosted the chick, whatever her name was, that did it for a lot of other people. He was our Central Florida, and I actually loved him to death. It was
Paul Bearer, like Undertaker and Paul Bearer?
Yeah, but not that Undertaker.
Not the same guy?
But they dressed him up. Yeah, that's before the Undertaker ever even existed. But that was the host, was Dr. Paul Bearer. Okay. And they had him all grayed out and everything. Pink Panther, that was cool too. Yes, I loved Pink Panther.
Yeah, we did Pink Panther a lot. The dog. Hong Kong Phooey.
Yeah, again, tail end of my stuff. Underdog for us was late afternoon. There is no need to fear. Underdog is here. Don't get me caught up. Bruce asked a question now, and we're going to get to the meditation here in a minute. But he says, I have a question. To start y'all off, does the animal know or care if there has a symbolism, if there is a symbolism? Do you think the animal, I don't necessarily believe so. I believe spirit moves the animal to cross your path. Okay. Now, does that mean you could putting energy in that whole mix to me, Bruce? And I want to hear what Brigitte has to say, because that's a great question. Okay. Energy can move anything to anybody, and we can actually, you've had those across the room connections.
Right.
With people, like you know this or know that. And you're like, I don't know why you talk, and then you forget them. But there was some type of energy connection. I do believe that can happen with the animal where it comes out, looks at you, you look at it, you kind of get that, and there's that immediate connection, okay? But neither party knows why. And that very spirit animal could be there for you to be like, there's the fox. I need to follow certain things today of, aspects of the fox. What do you think, Brigitte?
Oh, yeah, he followed it up with the falcon symbolizes vision, speed, focus, and power. Do you think he knows? So that my response was going to be, I don't know. Probably not. I think they just, I don't know. I can't speak for the animal. I don't think when I'm seeing the same animal consistently over and over again to understand that there's a message in the communication of the connection. I don't think that every toad is there going, hey, Brigitte, I represent these things.
Yeah.
I need you to pay attention. Yeah. I don't think that's what's happening in their mind. Like, so do I think the falcon knows that he symbolizes vision, speed, and focus and power? No. Do I think that he believes he embodies those things? Maybe not vision, but do I think he believes that he is the embodiment of speed, focus, and power? Yes, I do. I think, in how
he knows his strengths.
Yeah. Yes. But do I think that he's like, hey, Bruce, I'm the embodiment of vision and speed and power and focus. Pay attention.
I think one day everybody's going to be surprised how much we were used as a whole to be in a place because Spirit put us there without our knowledge, because our very presence or something we were going to say was going to help somebody else.
Right.
And we can walk out and know it. Okay. It's one of the reasons, if you remember a long time ago, I asked everybody, we did a campaign and I said, I need everybody, we're going to take a weekend or something, to just be nice to a total stranger. You don't have to give them money. You don't have to give them food. You don't have to pick them up. And I even said, God forbid, don't put a stranger in your car. Okay. But you don't know. We always say the power of words, the power of energy and spirit. When you allow yourself to do that and you don't overthink it, you just allow what comes out to come out. That dress, you make that dress look awesome. Little things like we heard Bruce do. Hey, you make that dress look awesome. Okay. Just little thing. And we know he does a lot of flirty stuff. My wife, I just think she's so wrong, accuses me of the exact same thing. But it's one of those things, though, where you don't know where somebody else is at in their life and they needed that moment of encouragement.
Right. Or even in their day, right? In that moment.
Yep. And we are just, sometimes I think God, Spirit, whatever you want to call it, puts people in our path because we have something good to offer as well. Right. Or we may need, Bruce made a spontaneous phone call today that I needed. Okay. Right. And, that's the connection or whatnot. Would he have called it spirits telling me to call? No, but
no, not
we discussed the topic and everything else, but that's the kind of connection I'm talking about. So when I see an animal, if it pauses and looks at me and I'm pausing and looking at it, I do believe there can be a spiritual type connection. Okay. But I don't think it would give me 3 minutes of the day. Like if I ran toward it, it's not going to go, oh, Uncle Rob.
Right.
You know, yeah. No, I won't bite you. Come
About
on.
time.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You know?
Yeah. I don't know. But I don't know. I know animals are intelligent. I just don't know the measure of their intelligence, right?
Right.
To be able to like I fully believe that Ollie and I have like conversations. Like we have, like I talk to him and he answers me. We have conversations, but and I believe he understands what I'm saying to him. Right. Also, but.
And Deborah, she says, I've had that connection with the coyote 2 separate times. And you know what? We can get that, and sometimes we blow it off. Sometimes we don't. But you might actually see when you make that connection, the animal change course, change directions, move off because for some reason it goes, well, yeah, time to go.
Right.
So it doesn't say, oh, my job is done here. No.
Right.
So that's it. And, so let's talk about this a little bit just before we do get into the meditation. One of the things that's important in a guided meditation, some of you, I will not say your name, okay, will have a hard time allowing the message to flow and reacting to the message rather than trying to predict where it's going or what you're wanting to see. The true method of this and other meditations that I have used, it's really just above a level of hypnosis sometimes. Yeah, where you are responding to the information that's going to come out, not, oh, I want to see this. Because like I said, there was one time when my first one, when I did this with somebody who was leading me, I saw the animal I was supposed to see, but I blew it off and went, no, my thing's a tiger. That's the way it's supposed to go. Yeah. Okay. And it took me a long time to realize, no, and that mess, I still see the exact same imagery because everything changed once I took over the meditation and stopped letting spirit run it.
Yeah.
Is that making sense?
It does. It does. I'm sorry. Biddy's in here and she's ruining stuff. Bruce, can you please come get Biddy?
There's your connection.
She's like, she just did something. My work computer is making a crazy noise now. She just knocked a bunch of stuff off the table. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I
think every person out there knows exactly what you're going through. Don't worry. But give it a minute. Everybody out there is a animal person. We are not having animals around now because we've done our share. You remember I used to do a bunch of animal rescue with Cody's mom, things like that. Blah, 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 blah. All right. Did my part. Once Bella, the dog that Gillian had, who loved me dearly, passed, we let it go and went, you know what? It's our time now. So it's not that we don't love animals and people take it that, oh, you don't like animals. No, I love them. I've done more work than most people in their life has with saving animals.
Oh, I just think that if they ever saw you with my dogs, they'd know that that's not true.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
But yeah, no, I just, in the middle of the show, I didn't know she was in here. She came out from under the bed and then just started knocking shit over. I don't know what she did in my work laptop.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I'm not
okay. Understand. Yes, Cynthia, no more animals. I'm just, I would love to have another dog. I've got the dog pictured, 2 or 3 of them, the types that I want. But with them comes Like, I would not get a dog. And if anybody does this, that's fine. This is my personal opinion. Okay. Especially a larger dog like I want. Okay. And then a friend of ours crated theirs every day before they went to work. And the first thing when Gil and I said we're going to get that dog was I went to one of the doggy daycares and treat it like a person. You know, this thing is a live, living thing. And I wanted to be able, then I was going to have it trained as a support animal and take it to work with me 3 or 4 days a week or whatnot. But we decided, no, that was not the way we want to go. Like, when we come see you, if we decide we want to stay, we want to just be able to go, yep, we'll stay. Okay. Right. We're not trapped because our animals on firework nights, you know, things like that. And that's just, it's a freedom, you know. Did y'all sing that with me?
He said, did you see what he said? Here I come to save the day.
There you go. There you go. Mighty Bruce is on the way. Yes. Yes. Okay. And Deborah, Bruce, of course I did. Okay. You know. So here we go. One of the things I want to talk about here real quick as we start into a meditation, I want people to understand if you're wearing a ring, you're doing something that your body is paying more attention to, take it off for just a minute. A necklace, something like I'll take off my glasses sometimes because I don't want the feeling of them on my face, if it's not comfortable, to interfere with where I'm really trying to free my mind, loosen my mind, or whatnot. The other thing that is never really explained, but I had a gentleman explain this to me. Your eyes. Nobody ever tells you what they tell you to close your eyes and start imagining. Well, when you close your eyes, the natural thing is for your eyes to start dropping down. Same thing they do when they sleep. And then that's why you'll hear a lot of people go, oh, I always fall asleep. Well, got something for you, and it's going to help it be a little clearer when we go. When you close your eyes, now move your eyeballs up to where they're looking like at your third eye. You don't have to cross them to the point of like, oh my God, okay? But it is kind of a semi-cross, and you want to focus them up there. That is the frontal part of your brain. That is where your optics are. Everything is, and you're going to sit back and you'll find out it will help you visualize more, okay? It'll help you shut off the external world, because then you'll have to focus on listening to me or whoever, or the guided meditation, or whatever you want to be. Okay. So first thing we're going to do, I'm going to put you in what I call a construct. Okay. You're going to go to a place. So don't anticipate, listen and follow. Okay. Bridget, we ready to do this or whatnot? Because it really won't take that long.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I was going to light incense, but and
go right ahead.
No, it's all over the floor. So,
evidently the cat didn't want you.
We'll do that. We'll do that some other time.
I'm not smelling that shit tonight.
Fucking cat.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. All right, everybody. So take some deep breaths. Okay. Don't count them. Don't do anything crazy. Okay. But in through the nose and then out through the mouth. Okay? Just slowly in and out. If you can rest your arms down by your side or down on the chair, feet flat on the floor. Better if you're even barefooted like the Barefoot Bangarang tribe does. But just start doing that and close your eyes, and again start tilting your eyes toward your third eye. Everything's comfortable. Feel it, move it, listen to the sound of my voice. As you're doing this, you're going to feel your body, and you're going to start moving up into space. You're going to feel yourself look up. You're going to feel yourself moving into another plane. What you're going to find is you're going to come to a place that looks like a star, and you're going to move to it. All right, very slowly. But what you need to realize now is there is no fear. Everything's good. You know everything that's going to happen to you now is in here. It's yours. You own it. The only person that can hurt you now is you. All right. So as you get to the star, you realize it's a door. It's a white door out in the center of space. Take a moment. Look at the door. Don't rush it. What is on the door? Is there any ornaments? Is it a plain door? Is it paneled? This is all on you. Okay. You see the doorknob, the door handle, whatever that may be. What is Spirit bringing that to you? Okay. This is Spirit saying, okay, we're going to start. You reach out, you grab the door handle, you go to move it, you go to shake it. Guess what? Feel that. Feel the tension of the door. Feel the coolness of the handle. Feel what's going on and make this real. And you're going to open the door and you will feel a small rush of just beautiful, fresh air move right into your place where you know this is where Spirit lives. This is where your spirit lives. This is here. You step in, you close the door behind you, and you are in a solid white room. You can't tell the floor from the ceiling, from the walls. And as you sit there and breathe that air in, and all of a sudden you start looking, and then there's a big, comfy, overstuffed chair, a chair for you that's comfortable. Go have a seat. Take a minute, rub the arms, feel the texture of the fabric, the leather, whatever that may be, the wood. Know this chair and realize this is powerful. This is your construct. This is everywhere you know that you can go whenever you need to be at peace or need a spirit. This is your starting spot. Take a moment, breathe this in, and just say, thank you, Spirit. Thank you for this connection. Feel safe. As you stand up, and stand up with me, just start moving towards the white that you believe is a wall, and you will see another door appear. You know this is leading you to someplace different, but notice all the quality. What do you feel? Everything around you. What's happening in this white door? And you actually have anticipation of this is going to be so good when I open this door. Now, as you open the door, again, what you see is beauty, is wonder, it's landscape. It's your landscape. Whatever you see, step through and close the door. You are now in your sacred forest, your sacred beach, whatever it is to you. What are you seeing? Breathe in. What do you hear? What are you looking at? You're just reaching out. Feel whatever foliage is there because nothing is going to hurt you. You start walking forward and you're just in awe of how this foliage, how the side, the rivers, the mountains, whatever it is that you're seeing are unfolding before you. You come to a place where you're walking through some tall grass and you just let Spirit swarm you and cover you. And this is where you're going to hear Spirit say, I have a message. Follow me. And you start following Spirit down a path. See this. Enjoy it. Do you smell anything? Do you hear anything? What do you see? Is there anything that is notable? Just what are you looking at that makes your heart just happy and joyous and makes you want to jump? Because this is so good. It's a place like no other. As you round the corner, an animal comes right around the corner, face to face with you. You stop, you breathe that in. Look at this animal, note the markings, note whatever it is. What is coming at you? Just take a moment. You see him or her, they see you, and it's just a brief moment of acknowledgement. Brief moment of acknowledgement. You can actually sit down. Does the animal walk on? Does the animal come to you? Not what you will. What's happening? Let it flow. Breathe this in. Notice the majesty of whatever animal that is that's coming to you. This is what spirit is telling you you need right here and right now. This is not your totem animal, but this is what you need to get through this next process or whatever you're going to do or be. Breathe that in. Stay there. If the animal walks off, now just tell spirit, thank you. If the animal stayed with you, notice that he's going to look up to you. If you can pet it, and just feel that spirit driving through you. And now the animal's going to leave and walk away from you. It's awesome. Take a moment right now. Think in your mind, Spirit, I'm so thankful for these gifts. I'm seeing things right now that many people will never, ever see. Thank you for the message. Thank you for this vision. Help me keep all of these memories with me as I return. You turn around, start walking back towards the door. There's a door in the middle of this, not a house, not anything, just a door. And you know it's the door that you came from. You know it's the door to the white room, and you're just at peace. You're loving, and you have a message from Spirit directly to you. Open the door. Say thank you one more time. Feel the door. Turn around. Look at what you have created, what Spirit and you created together. And this spot is yours and yours alone. Nobody can come to it unless you bring them there. Walk back into the room. Close the door behind you. Feel the coolness of the solid white room, and you see the chair. Sit back down in the chair and just breathe. Let things come. Let Spirit talk. We're starting to come back now. And then what you're going to do is get up, go to the opposite door. And as you open that door, you see the mass volume of space. You very safely and securely step out and feel the door close behind you. You're enjoying this. You're enjoying the freedom. You're so light. Everything's free. You look down and see your body in a chair. And you start moving back towards Earth, towards your space, where you're at right now. Your spirit is now meeting with your body. I want you to keep your eyes closed and just breathe. Reacclimate. And now, on the count of 3, open your eyes. 1, 2, 3. Just rest a minute. Just be still. And there you go. Okay? So we're all here. Wow. Okay. Whew. Sometimes it makes me lightheaded. Okay? But that lets me know how good it was. So, see what's happening. So, what'd you think, Bridget?
I thought it was cool. It's funny because I didn't even need the guide. Immediately it was like, here's this in. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, but it was good. I thought it was cool, but I'm curious how if everybody else got an animal or an animal came to them or what.
Yeah, and I'll tell you the one that I got, and I got it again. But let's see, everybody, if you want to, type in your animal, and let's see what we've got, and we'll talk about them and find out what's going on. How did everybody feel with that? Did that feel natural? The key thing is to remember you now have a construct, whether anybody's with you or not, you've got a safe place to start your meditation. And that's very, very important. The feeling of safety, security, and knowing I can do anything I want here. Okay. Because I've got several other meditations that can go right with that same beginning that mean we move more forward, and you're just creating your own secret garden.
Right.
So my animal was a deer and a rabbit. Okay.
Nice.
That's cool, Donna. That's amazing. My animal was a deer and a rabbit. So what have you got for the rabbit or the
Me?
deer? Yeah, go with whichever one you want.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I don't know that I had. Last time I had trouble with rabbits, but
Okay.
let me see.
With what I'm using right now, my deer is lead with gentleness and compassion.
Yeah, mine is be gentle with yourself. You heal with the power of love. See the light in all things. Acknowledge your self worth and grace. Let me see if I can find rabbit.
I'm almost going to cry because remember how we talked about being kind and
Right.
gentle or whatnot. The statement here that comes just really strikes me is true strength often comes through kindness. So wow, that's tough. And when you thank you, Spirit, I feel like that was all, moving up. And then the I've got a rabbit too, if you need me to do it or whatever.
Yeah,
Where are you at?
I'm trying to find rabbit in this dang book. Hold on. Let's see. Last time I had trouble looking for rabbits, so
Okay.
bear with me.
No, you're fine. Yeah, because I'd love to hear the difference in what you have or whatnot. And
Okay. For rabbit, I have when rabbit hops in as your spirit animal, it's time to look before you. She's very wordy.
okay.
Rabbit has strong depth perception, which it uses to avoid danger, giving them associations with awareness, planning, and safe navigation.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Because rabbit I've got is new opportunities are appearing, but okay, you approach them with both curiosity and awareness, which fits very squarely with what you just read. You think about a rabbit, they will come to something curious, but they just don't dive into it. They're always up, their ears are perked. They're waiting to see if they need to run or what they need to do. Trust that abundance grows where you nurture it.
Yeah. It says invoke rabbit as your power animal when you need help switching directions fast.
There you go. There you go. So Deborah, that was our Donna, let me see where we're at. Yeah. The rabbit is saying if you need to change directions, let the rabbit follow you, but you got to do this with kindness and gentleness of the deer, and then let the rabbit be adventurous, but be aware. So that's really cool. Deborah, I found a beautiful place. I got a deer. Okay. There's the deer. And the deer is more powerful. We don't always think about it. A lot of people are surprised when they wanted some crazy animal, okay, or something like that.
Yeah, well, yeah, like I get like the
tiger,
animal.
a lion, yeah, something like that. But the deer, when you think about what we're saying about the deer, lead with gentleness and compassion. What does our world need right now? Gentleness and compassion. Reminder that true strength, and the first thing that comes to my mind is the 8, the strength card in the tarot deck, which is generally a lion. She's holding out of a lion, okay? But what it's saying is the true strength is taming the lion, knowing what's going through, and remember, somebody may be in a different spot or a different place, Cynthia's saying, I didn't think it would work because I always see my wolf, but I got a long-haired brown dog. Okay. Now, I don't have dog up here. I can look it up, but I know this. One of the things dog always says to me, and what I've come to learn to a meaning for it in tarot and things like that, is loyalty. Remember loyalty. There are people that either need to remember their loyalty to you or your loyalty to them. Let me do this. And
So this one says, today I will love without condition. My energy and enthusiasm are an inspiration. I choose to be happy, and I'm a protector and friend. It says friendship, protection, discerning, playful, loyal, reliable, obedient, vocal, brave, and a constant love.
that's crazy. Open your heart to loyalty, love, and unwavering trust. Open your heart. And man, for a lot of us, trusting people, that's really freaking hard.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Because we've been done so wrong so many times, but we limit ourselves when we don't open our heart to its possibility. Just like when I do in the love readings on Monday night, how many people did I have to tell, you got to take a chance. You've got to be willing to continue to live. Your greatest strength today comes from giving and receiving genuine friendship and support. The key word there being genuine. Okay? Genuine friendship and support. That's crazy. That's really good, you know? Deborah got a deer and her 2 babies. Wow.
Bruce got a sloth, he said.
Right. I have my own way, my own pace, but I am cute. Yes. And did that come to you in that, Bruce? Did that in that meditation? Is that what you saw? I love bringing these up in this place. Slow down and give yourself permission to move at your own pace. You know?
Sloth as your power animal when you are having trouble remembering that life is not a race.
This and Bruce, after our conversation today, think about this. Rest, patience, and mindful action. Knowing what you're doing, not just trying to get a check done or something crossed off, they will bring greater clarity than rushing ahead. Wow, that's powerful.
Sexual aptitude, contentment, and mindful living. There's no need to rush a perfectly good.
Yep. Yep. Donna said, thank you. It totally makes sense. Good.
Good.
Good. And Leonji Lee,
Hummingbird.
I'm seeing squirrel or hummingbird for you. Busy, busy. And that's why. So maybe something's there telling you, slow down, Mr. Bruce. Slow down. Breathe in. Enjoy life, you know? But there are things you're going to see. And, you know, that makes total sense to me from the aspect of when I trained different things in police work. People would ask me, how do you do that so fast? Because I slow down, do it right, learn the mechanics, do it the first time, and then it all just starts to flow. The minute you try to rush, you make more mistakes and it slows down. You know, in order to speed up, slow down. So that's crazy. You know, Deborah said she also thinks of a deer as graceful. Yes, they can be. And that's that leadership. If you're going to lead, you know, we said the kindness, gentleness. You know, deer don't have big feet. Okay. And there's a reason they jump, they move or whatnot, and they can go through things with grace.
You know, I think it also depends on, in your case, you saw a doe, right? Versus a buck.
Right.
And so what are those differences, right? To take into consideration. A doe is like motherhood, protection, right?
Right.
You know, a buck is like virility, you know.
Yeah, when I ask about a stag, that's what I would use for the buck, stag, you know. Stand tall in your strength, but lead, again, it says, with quiet confidence. Okay, I think that's huge. And again, the deer with all the femininity, okay, is that still leading. She's got to lead her, the fawn and everything else and teach it the things it needs to know to grow. Okay. And that's that more nurturing, caring than the stag. So I think you hit something on the head. I think that's great, Bridget.
So what did you see?
I saw the monkey again. Okay. And here's the monkey. This has been coming to me a lot lately, and I think I got to really digest it. Embrace curiosity, joy, and playful creativity. I get too serious at times about what I'm doing. Okay. You know that with me. I will get everything and take it too much to heart. All right. Sometimes the best breakthroughs come when you lighten up and explore life with a sense of wonder. Lighten up.
That's interesting. And by the way, monkey is not in any of these books.
Really?
Really?
Let me see. Let me see if it's in.
Monkey.
Yeah. And I think that's been a huge message for me. Chill out. I'm worrying about way too much, way too far in advance, everything that's going to happen. And Gillian is constantly telling me, remember, live today. Enjoy today.
I just got finished telling my niece, and Kyle, it'll all work out. It'll work out. Doesn't it always? It always works out. Right? So we'll figure it out one way or another. We will figure it all out.
Yep. Yeah, Colin Baron Reed didn't have it either. So, and this is just one of those things, like you said, we have to remind ourselves, how many times in our life have we thought, this is it? This is the end. I don't want to go through this anymore. This situation has taken me to where I'm just done.
Right.
But the sun came up the next day.
Yep.
We need time. I'm reminded of a thing I read that was like, within 36 hours of your death, your boss will be looking for your replacement.
Right.
Wow. When we think we're so important, okay, that so many people are going to be doing this. All right. Within 2 hours of your death, okay, people are going to be meeting to eat and actually laughing and joking around. Within a day or two, they're having a party. Might be in your honor, okay? But the day after that wake, people are making plans. They got to get back to work.
Let's go on. Yeah.
Yeah, life goes on. And I think
grocery shopping needs to get done. Bills need to get paid.
Yeah.
All that.
Yep.
I hear you. But yeah, I just twice in the same amount of days had a very similar conversation of, we'll figure it out. We always find a solution, some way, somehow, something, right?
If you look for something bad in something, you'll find it.
Of course. Yeah.
And that's one of the things, Cynthia's saying, that maybe that's why I keep getting playful things. Yeah, spirit might be telling you, lighten up. It does me all the time. Okay. And don't let a brick fall on your head to realize, okay, because all the worry in the world ain't going to do anything if I'm in a wreck and die tomorrow. Okay. If I forgot to live today, if I lived all day in fear and worry.
That's not to say to be reckless or negligent or whatever, but
not at all.
But but I struggle with the same thing you do, Rob. Like everything is, to me, very serious, right?
Yeah.
My job is very serious. The tests that I need to do, even around the house, are very serious. But I'm not joking. I'm cooking. I'm not joking. doing the laundry. We got shit to do. Stop, grab assing or whatever. And so,
Yeah.
and I do it all the time. I'm like, I don't have time for you to play.
Right.
And, like, I got shit that needs to get done. So.
Yep. I hear you. I understand. And my thing is, I don't even have shit I need to get done. I have shit in my head, 50 different projects I want to start or things I want to do. And then when I don't get them started or I don't do things, what I'm noticing is it's like I tell people, if you're gonna call into work sick because you don't want to go, you can't stay at home and be wondering if you're in trouble about calling in sick. Then you might as well have been to work. You've defeated the whole purpose. When you call in sick to stay home and party, have a fucking party. Okay? Relax, enjoy, meditate.
A long time to learn that, but because I would always be like coming in, checking mail, checking in through Teams. Hey, everybody okay? You know what? No, I just over the last maybe year, 18 months, my mental health days are my mental health days. Like,
right.
I come in here, I don't look. The minute I send the message that I'm off today, I go in the other room and I just, even if I don't move from my recliner all day, I don't come in here, and I don't, I don't do the work thing. I've even gotten to the point now where I will only check my work phone, because I do need to be available if they need me.
Right.
But I will check my work phone maybe like on a weekend, every several hours.
People your age and up. Cynthia says, if you don't click off the to-do list, you feel, I know what you mean, guilty, vicious cycle. You got to understand, that's one of the reasons I like to try to work with people to break the brainwashing our generations went through. Okay? Right. You have to work. You can't do this for yourself. You need the benefits. But when you try to use the benefits, then you feel guilty because you're not at work and that whole thing. And I so need and so want, okay? And I've been very close to breaking that cycle, so I feel it. But then sometimes when I'm sitting down playing one of my games, tomorrow, going bowling, going to the pool, and chilling out, okay? And Gillian and I have already talked about it. That's it. Oh, and in the evening, we're going to go look at a possible place down in Vero. We don't know yet. We're waiting to see. But it's that understanding, like in the meditation, how to unplug, to stop. It's no different than an addict with heroin. If you want to change your thought process or something you're addicted to, you have to do something physical in its place and coordinate the two so this is not my thought process.
Right.
Because a lot of people, if you notice, it's like you're not in control of your brain. Your brain will put stuff in your head, and we've become slave to everything that somebody else programmed in our head.
It's true. It's true. If you're not, for the longest time, if I wasn't working 12 hours a day, I was slacking. I was not putting in 100%. And then when me working 12 hours a day,
right,
online at 6 a.m. or whatever, or working till 10 o'clock at night or whatever, and if I didn't do that, I was stressed. I was stressed because I felt like I was not pulling.
And I will say this, Cody taught me something one time, and I will give this to my youngest child, all right? Because he's right. No matter what's going on or what's happening, he was right. Most people, when you add in getting ready for work, coming home, and not until you get home, do we spend, and if you're a mom or if you're somebody fixing dinner for everybody else or doing these things, we spend 8 to 12 hours a day. Some of us more, like when I worked 12-hour shifts. Okay.
Right.
When you work those 12-hour shifts, all right, we spend 8 to 12 hours of our day working for somebody else.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Working to make their dream come true.
Or not even, but just working, serving others, not
Yes.
serving yourself.
Yeah.
You know, you
But
get up.
it's still the same thing. We don't have ourselves at heart here.
Right.
You know? And so when you take 14 out of 24, that leaves 10. Okay. 10 hours left. Well, if you spend 6 hours of that sleeping, and 6 is on the good side for some of us, okay, but 8, you've left yourself 2 hours out of the day, and we're all our brains going so much, we give that to somebody else.
Right. In those 2 hours, what are you doing? You're getting a shower, you're blow drying your hair, you're pumping gas, you're cooking dinner, you're doing whatever, right?
Right.
So,
and Cynthia, you're right there. My current issue is cleaning our baseboards. That is not worth worrying about. Jeff Foxworthy said one of the most righteous things in the first, comedy tour, the Blue Collar Comedy Tour, when he said, we don't ever take enough credit, okay? We will spend hours getting the house or days getting it ready for our company, and they open the door, and your mom comes in, and the town comes in, and they go, excuse the mess. Rather than going, y'all are freaking special. Our house never looks this freaking good. You better come in and enjoy this shit, and that's true.
Those boards aren't getting cleaned until the next time you come to visit.
Yeah. And baseboards, if you're worried about my baseboards, go home. Go home. If you worry about your baseboards, just know why. If you want them clean, it makes you feel better to have them clean them, but enjoy doing it because it's something you want to do.
Right.
So that's just one of those things, So, wow, we got in on some deep stuff here tonight, didn't we?
Well, I don't know, spirit animals, whatever you want to call them. They bring out, because it's what you need to know now, right? What is it that you need to know this minute?
Right.
Interesting stuff.
Absolutely. So I appreciate you letting me do that here tonight. I had a good time. It felt good. I hope everybody else felt good and learned something. What I would advise everybody to do, get a piece of paper and a pen and write down what you remember that you encountered in your own travel tonight. You do not have to share it with anybody else. You do not. And if we did, everybody would be completely surprised how different everybody's experience was with what they saw and what they did. Okay. So, Bridget's what we're gonna do. You can always go back to the live and look this up and play it and hear it again. But I think what I'm going to do is, if you give it to me, I'll cut it, okay, and just cut that out, and then I'll post it on Tarot and Attitude, give you another copy of it or whatnot, and so
just the meditation, so that people can listen to it over and over.
Yeah, well, I can post the whole thing on my channel too, but as long as it's on yours first, because this is your channel and that's what I want. But I can cut that out and just post the meditation if you want,
right?
Or whatever anybody wants. So it'll be there, Yeah, and I'll send it. I'll send you the copy of it and let you post it first, so it anchors, there. And I'll post it in Facebook.
Put it in the files in the Facebook page and the group page.
Yep.
That's what I was thinking there too. And in the community of YouTube communities,
Yeah.
if they let us. I don't know if they'll let us post that in the community.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I think it comes with how big your channel is or whatnot. But worst thing to do is I'll put it in like a PDF if you want or something like that, and we'll post it and see if it goes. You know?
I could probably just post a link, maybe. I don't
Yeah,
know.
no, that's probably a better idea.
But
Yeah.
but yeah,
I forgot how much I enjoyed doing guided meditations,
yeah.
and probably have to do more of them.
Well, we
So
always like them, even like when we're doing like candle work or whatever, and we do the meditations before. You're always like, I really enjoyed them.
yeah, yeah,
You know, I think
Yeah.
it's just 5 minutes of sort of down, downtime where you're just,
yeah. If you notice when you did that and you put your eyes up and you're listening, the whole rest of the world tuned out. You can't do that and do everything that I was giving you and be thinking about your shopping list tomorrow. Okay.
Right.
If
Never
that's
says we
what's
should do
happening, then just get up and go do your shopping list and then try again later.
Deborah
know?
says we should do meditations more often.
Yeah.
We could look into it. I just don't want us to be doing the same meditations over and over and over and over again. You know what I mean? That's my worry, because then it gets boring.
I've got another one that kind of starts there that we could do that's about a gift of what Spirit's trying to give you or what you need to know. Okay, that's really cool. And we don't have to go through, everybody's got their
Happy place.
their happy place going now or whatnot. We could get there and move through, and you move through that same forest, you created it through that same landscape. But again, it's where I direct it, where you go to at that moment, okay, and what we're going to encounter. But I've got a really cool one, okay, that is that might be good. And if I need to do that on my channel, I will. So we're not, sucking that up. You let me know, okay? But it's really cool, okay.
Yeah. But I do have one last question.
Sure.
How many people saw the Twilight Zone door when they were in space, seeing the door? You know what
I never thought about it.
Right?
That's how it starts, right? Isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
You open the door.
I
I did I was like, oh, that's the Twilight Zone door. It's amazing what your brain does
when I'm in person, I will have people meet me in the white room in that construct, okay? And so they've got somebody to anchor to feel safe, and we'll walk through it together.
Right.
Okay. So that's one of the things I used to do. I need to start doing that with people again. Because and then Spirit can lead me where we need to go. I'm not worried about time constraints or anything else. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm up for doing it again. I just don't want to burn people out. I don't want to burn you guys out on the same thing.
Yeah, I agree.
That's kind of why we kind of stopped our focus on like the moon phases and all that stuff.
That gets old to me after a while,
It's like, how many times can
Yeah, talk about the new moon, the full moon, the quarter moon, the apple moon, the deer moon, the butt monkey moon. It just the baboon moon. Hey.
Although between now and probably, I think I want to say September or so, there's a lot of like astrological planetary stuff happening, like a lot. Like every time I'm looking at Facebook or Instagram or whatever, they're talking about something or another, some transit, something, some other thing.
And some of that, I got to tell you, I get tired of. It's like, okay, I don't know if this is true or not. I have to listen to which one actually speaks to me.
Right.
Because it's sometimes like, okay, somebody's just making shit up again because this shit's been happening for years, millions of years.
Right. But I think that and I don't disagree with you. I just think that if you bring somebody's awareness to it,
Yeah.
helps them to, like, I don't know. And this is just an example. I'm not saying that this is what's happening now, but let's just say there's some aspect happening, and I don't know, Mars is in somebody's seventh house or something.
Yeah.
It may make sense once you look at the properties and everything that's built into whatever that
Right.
construct is, what's happening in your life, then you can say, oh, well, shit.
And I think that's what I'm trying to say is I don't mind somebody bringing it to me, but I'm not going to try to latch hold of every one of those things.
No.
It's information overload after a while.
Well, you're absolutely right. I don't know enough about that stuff and who represents what, where, and why it's important for me to go, oh, that makes sense. But if Mercury is retrograde, everything starts going foobar. I'm like, not true. Mercury's right. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's very funny because when Mercury goes retrograde, I don't typically have that negative experience that other people have. I usually have those experiences more when Mercury is out of retrograde than I do.
Right. Could that, and I'm just posing this, it just came to me, okay? Could that make you more of a chaos witch, that you function in chaos? It's just, and again,
it could be,
here.
But maybe more of a hedge witch where I function in both planes.
Yeah.
So, it could be. I don't find myself seeking out like chaotic.
No, that's not what I meant at all. I'm just talking about you're in not your element. What's the right, when things are moving, when you can, like I said, you're a problem solver. Okay. So when Mercury's in retrograde, you're more at home, okay, because you're fixing stuff. Okay, I can take care of this, where other people are like, okay. Then when it comes out of retrograde and we don't have different things, or we're trying to fix something different, it throws you for a loop until you adjust to that time. I don't know.
Deborah, I don't know if it's on the 17th or maybe it was yesterday. It could have been. I would have to look it up. But there are like 6 planets all lined up, one right after the other.
Planetary alignment.
In a row. So I don't know what they are anymore. I didn't commit it to memory, but that may possibly have been what you were feeling. Also, and more importantly, and quite interestingly, they shut off the CERN collider. So they shut down CERN, and rumor has it in this esoteric world that we live in, that when they fire CERN up, it shifts us into a different quantum dimension. And when they shut it down, it shifts us into a different quantum.
Oh, is that the atom collider?
The CERN collider. Yeah,
okay.
the Hadron Collider. So it could very possibly have something to do with that. These are just things that I'm putting out there. I don't know if there's any weight at all to them, but the last time they fired up the Hadron Collider, shit went foobar.
Okay.
And they shut it down just recently, and things kind of shifted again. So I don't know, but yeah, that's those are my possible explanations for your.
You know what? I never thought about that. That's something very big. Energy's energy, and that is powerful. You're playing with creation, with existence.
Right.
You and I remember, and probably everybody else here, when they first fired it up, there were people thinking they were going to cause the end of the world.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know,
And I think I think it does. People are wild because it they believe that when they fire it up, it's literally ripping a hole in like space time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So and causing all different sort of timeline collisions, which is why everything seems so just out of hand anymore. It's like why the world just seems so wild.
Right.
But
well, and that's what I'm reading, because you made me now you blew my mind. I'll be digging this crap up for
the Hadron Collider.
Yeah, because it's massive. And it says that there is nothing that's been scientifically proven, scientific as we know it, that this affects anything. But spiritual perspectives often differ.
Right.
Because again, if we're talking energy, that's everything is. That's energy that has never been seen before. Right.
And interestingly enough, and you and I talk about this all the time, a ton of spiritual stuff is now scientific.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like now it's science. Whereas when we were younger, it was just hogwash.
Yeah.
But we, I mean, we proved that trees have feelings and they communicate. We've proved that, plants have energy frequencies. We've proved, that sort of harmonize and resonate and regulate the world around us, right?
Crystals, everything is actually in motion. When you sit still, your body's in such a high vibration or in a vibrational point, but we can't pick it up. We can't perceive it. But crystals would be the mainstay of that. We have found out through science. And if you go back to paganism or early Christianity, that was all magic. So a lot of things that were tuned as magic have now become science. And the movie Thor makes a reference to that when she's trying to stress that this guy's from somewhere else. He's like, no, that's all theory. And she's like, yeah. So was, other things until science proved them correct,
Right.
And if we think we know it all, why are we still studying it? So, yeah. So
Alana says she's heard recently that people who were born in a Mercury retrograde have less issues during retrograde. And then when we're out of retrograde, their world goes wonky. I would have to see. I don't know. I don't recall from my birth chart if Mercury was in retrograde when I was born. I would have to look. But yeah, I can see that. I can see, but
hold on, I'm going to ask real quick. Because I've got all the information in my head. So that was, it's looking, here we go. Maybe this is why I never felt anything about the retrograde. Why it never, remember I told you at first, I just don't believe in it because it's been happening, 10 times a year my whole life. Yes, based on the date you gave and the time, Mercury was in retrograde.
So that's your birthday.
That's why I don't feel like
Will you check mine?
Sure. Do you know what time you were born?
6:32 p.m.
Okay, what's your birth date again? You want to give it to me or text it to me?
I get August 16th.
Okay. I don't want you to put your date of birth up there. Shoot me a text. Because I got my phone right here of the year. And what time?
Hold on.
Ballpark.
Come on.
Deborah says she's ready for another Tipsy Tarot. Me too. Me too.
Bruce.
It's time.
So's Bruce. All right. Sent.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, Bruce says he's ready for Tipsy Tarot also. I'm not ready for Tipsy Tarot. Not yet. My head just isn't in there. I gotta wrap my head around catching a buzz. You know?
Yes, you were born in retrograde.
There you go.
So, Elena, that's cool. I think it answers some questions, of why, like you said, then when it comes out, we're actually a little more wonky when it's not,
Right.
So that would make sense. Good call, Elena. Good catch.
So.
Yeah. So
That's funny. Figures.
Yep.
In chaos. Lived in chaos. Dying in chaos.
Yeah. Yep. So there we go. And it might be why I'm a problem solver on my stuff on my end. We got to fix this, So I don't know. Be one of the ways to, it's just interesting. Let's just leave it there. That's just food for thought. Things that make you go, So very cool. Very cool.
Absolutely.
All right,
guys. Well, I'm glad everybody enjoyed this. By the way, my animal was a giraffe, so feel free to look that up. We didn't talk about it.
Oh, cool.
So.
Cool. Looking over everything.
Yeah, it's interesting. So rise above earthly matters, glide through life with grace. You're able to see the right path, stand tall on your self-worth, and love with a big heart.
Problem solver.
Gentleness.
We said before, and I told you on the show once before, you have a way of looking at things, okay, where you can see different aspects that other people don't. And I think that's a gift.
If draft is your totem, you are a natural visionary with keen perception. You can see things that are coming long before others can. These damn spidey senses. I'll have to call them my giraffe senses. Call them my Jeffrey senses.
Yep.
There you people go. Have strong bonds with their family and friends. Dragonfly share a special protective love with their offspring. If you knew me with my boys, they are mama's boys.
Rise above the everyday and see the big picture. That you see a bigger picture sometimes. I get very, blinders on, target, focused or whatnot. Your greatest wisdom comes from keeping your heart open while trusting your higher perspectives. And there are times we've had conversations where you have said, I don't care what they said. I know what I know.
Right.
And, I've always admired you for that. So very good. Very good. So
we'll catch you next week. Rob will catch you Monday, right? You're doing Monday?
Yep, Monday, 8:30.
All right. And you and I will talk about, we don't know what we're doing next week yet. It probably won't be as fun. We'll figure it.
Yeah. Maybe we'll talk about palm reading. I don't know.
I don't know a whole lot about palm reading.
I don't either, so it might be fun to look up.
I used to have a little hand that had all the, I'd have to find it. Maybe it's in the stereo cabinet. But I don't know anything about what lines mean what.
Yeah.
So
Me either. Me
All
either.
right.
So,
All right. We're out of here, I think. All right, guys. Have a good night. Thank you for coming. Thanks for your participation. We had a good time. Rob, thank you for the meditation. And
absolutely.
we'll catch you in a few days. All right.
Good night, everybody. Yes, we'll see you in a few days.